introduce myself. I am Kathy Hagen. I have been here at 2nd Avenue pretty much since the beginning. John and I kind of co-jointly set the store up in 1982. John and I both had a variety of jobs, but one of the things that John did was collect records rather seriously. And in addition to collecting them, he engaged in selling and trading records as well. Sold records on the front porch of the duplex that we lived in, which was located on 16th, just right off of Belmont.
My name is John McNally. I started 2nd Avenue Records back in the 80s, early 80s. I went to school at University of Oregon. I was born in Portland, grew up in the 60s down in Orange County, and I was affected very heavily by bands like The Doors and Jimi Hendrix and guys like that. They sort of embedded in my brain. And I always drove down Morrison and made the right-hand turn onto 2nd here, and I always kind of liked this building, and I just saw that there was a place for rent 2 doors down, and so I just rented it.
My background was that I had a law degree, and I had been working with my brother and his partner in a law practice, which was just up the street. We were a couple blocks away. I probably started working the store in around 87. I think Todd came on in 1986 and is still at the store to this day.
My name's Todd, and I've worked here at 2nd Avenue since 1986, stocking the records, buying used vinyl, making sure customers find what they're looking for, which can, for such a small space, can be actually kind of chaotic because everything's kind of crunched in here and there's things in different little niches and corners, right? So people need to kind of find what they're looking for, and I kind of facilitate that for them. There's a lot of people coming in and buying Pink Floyd and Beatles records and Hendrix records, which is all cool. I mean, I like that. But in a way, I kind of want people to kind of dig deeper and kind of, instead of having someone pick the music for them, have them guided to dig deeper and look at different things, because there's so much out there, right, that you can discover as far as music goes.
People who were our customers, who were local musicians, who got their product, which was cassettes or 7 inches or records or CDs. They would bring them to us with the hope that we would help promote them and sell them.
Oh, we'd have to take consignments because there'd be no other way. Or we'd buy them outright.
One of these days I have a lot of pain. One of these days I have a lot of money.
My name is Sean Krogan. Born and raised here in the Portland area, and I have spent the better part of my life playing music for audiences around here. You could buy local music at 2nd Avenue. There was a lot of places, and I'm not bad-mouthing any of them, that weren't really interested in carrying local music because it wasn't, at that time, it wasn't a financial risk that they were worth taking. It started off as looking for Wipers and Poison ID and Miracle Workers and Neo Boys and, those kind of early underground Portland punk bands, their records. But, as my friends and my peers started kind of forming our own bands and putting out our own music, this was the place that we would come to when that press was finally done, when we actually had our records for sale or singles for sale. And John and Kathy or whoever was working at that time were sure to pick up some of them, and that's how we got our music out to the community beyond playing shows and selling our records that way.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm an enigma. What can I say? I'm just a person who lives in Portland. I was born in Eugene, Oregon. Moved up here when I was 16 and lived here ever since. Portland's different because a lot of the record stores support the local music industry, and Second Avenue always has. It's always, I mean, when I'm in a band called Poison Idea, or was in a band. I was in a band, and they completely supported us. Always put our stuff in the window, and I mean, we would sell not that many records. We're from Portland, but you know, we're not a popular band. We weren't like Quarter Flash or, you know, some huge band, and they completely supported us all the time, and they would buy records from us directly. I remember bringing in boxes of Red, Record Collectors, Our Pretentious Assholes records, and I don't stand out on the street and hawk them out of the back of my car, and she's kind of the medium between me doing that and giving them to the public, and so she's like my record pimp.
Dean Miles, drummer, printer. Lived in Portland about 30 years. Played in about as many bands. This was the internet before the internet, really. You'd come down here and get turned on to anything you wanted to get turned on to, you know, ask questions and walk out of here with pretty much anything that your heart desired.
Born and raised in Portland area. I owned a bookstore for 22 years here called Reading Frenzy. We would all converge at Pioneer Square, find our pack, make our plans, go do whatever it was we were gonna do, and then come back and regroup. And so that was my introduction to downtown Portland. I started using youth group and other church-related activities as a cover for taking the bus downtown to come to places like Second Avenue and hang out at Pioneer Square. We would come in here and just flip through the racks looking for the coolest covers, and then we would buy those records, not knowing anything about the band or the music. When I think about the most pivotal experiences that I had as a young person, none of them took place in any of the, like, you know, big, well-funded institutions. My most important experiences were at record stores like Second Avenue.
My name's Isaac Becker. I was born and raised here in Portland, Oregon. I was going to school at Cleveland, and all the kids there who were kind of into, like, it was more of like a heavy metal, I think, school at the time when I first started, and they were like, "Oh, you gotta go down to Second Avenue, check out, that's where we get all our records." It was at the first location, little shoebox, little room back on the other side of the building here, and I came down with my skateboard. I would save my lunch money all week long just to buy records. First thing I ended up picking up was the Drinking is Great EP. It was like the cover alone sold me. I mean, and it was Portland. I've always been very proud of Portland and its music scenes. I picked it up and I took it home and played it, and I was like, this is where it's at.
My name's Jay Martin. I moved to Portland in September of 1990. Second Avenue Records was one of the first places I ever came to. Just walking in and, realizing that the quality of the records that were in such a small space was so amazing. I am a relatively long-time employee of the store, off and on. I think I started in 1992, continue to help out with Record Store Day and big events, as well as helping to do the Facebook page, you know, more contemporary social media stuff. I still get that excitement, that emotion, you know, like, oh my God, you gotta check this out, you gotta be turned on to it. You know, you come into 2nd Avenue and you walk in and you just see all these like Jimi Hendrix t-shirts first and David Bowie, but then you walk a little deeper and you see the more contemporary stuff like Sleep and Ghost, but then there's the punk, and over there's the rap, and you know, it's just cool that this store, you know, represents all of that.
It was a success from the time I opened the door. What am I most proud of? Well, I guess keeping our inventory up is the thing that I'm most focused on. It's not to let the inventory slip.
I do get a thrill out of like helping people and them going, oh wow, this is pretty cool, and kind of leading them down the path of maybe kind of discovering other things. And that's with all genres of music. I've loved it here, you know, and that's what's kept me here. I love music, I love records, so this is like the perfect job. It always has been.
We keep at it because we love the music. We want to share it with people in the community. And also because it's a part of Old Portland that people seem to appreciate. Not a day goes by that someone doesn't come in and say, I hope you'll be here forever. So we get a lot of love from the community. I wish the store could go on forever. We're here for now. So appreciation to all the customers who've come in over the years. Hope to see you again.